Bear with me. Doing it the hard way here. So a couple of weeks ago I picked up this spring. Why, you may ask? Because I make instruments out of them. This particular one is from, I think, one of those chest expanders. What I'm going to do today is build an instrument using this spring. It's not going to be too fancy, it's not going to have any electronic parts. It's basically just going to be this mounted to a board with a resonator, and we'll get into that in a moment. But first I want to show you some of my older spring instruments, because I do have a few. Some are a little more advanced than others, but today we're looking at the simple ones because this is basically going to be a simple build, and yeah, let's get started. This is the Spring Thing Mark 1. These springs came off a dishwasher, the door hinge of a dishwasher. They're just simply mounted to a piece of 1x4 with some screws. Pretty basic. I'm gonna get Mr. Foam into the picture here so that we can demonstrate this. So yeah, how does it work? Well, you just do that with it. Or I have this cool striker here. This is actually part of a faucet. You might have, pulled a little stopper up and down to close the plug hole of your sink. Well, that's what this is from. It's chromed and it's a little bit hefty, so it's good for striking things like springs. This is sitting up on Mr. Foam here, so you don't really hear any resonance as such, but if we take Mr. Foam away, you'll hear the difference. Get out of there. So simply by placing the edge on the table, listen to the difference. Right, so that's the Mark 1. Let me show you the Mark 2. It's not gonna fit on the camera, but basically here you are. This is a, actually let me zoom out a little bit. It still doesn't quite fit, does it? But that's not important. This spring is designed for a storm door or a screen door. I bought it new rather than secondhand, simply because it looked like a cool, fun thing to attach to a board like this. All it is a simple hook on one end and an S hook and an I on the other. Same deal here. You just play it with your striker, or you flick it with your fingers. And again, if we remove Mr. Foam from the proceedings, we can resonate it. Oh, we have a little friend. He's been hanging out on here, I guess. Get out of there, Mr. Spider. So there you are, that's the Mark II. So back to this one. So let's stretch it out to its full length. There we go. So it came with this little carabiner, or whatever you call that, which is quite handy because then you can just take it on and off as you see fit when we mount it to the rest of the instrument. So the length is, oh my gosh, what happened to this tape measure? We should get you some googly eyes, buddy. Okay, so there you go. It's 15 inches roughly, a little more with the clip, and it does have quite a bit of strength to it. I did some experiments earlier, and it makes a quite neat sound stretched out to 18 and a half, or 19 roughly, because it's quite loose at that point and wobbly. But if we stretch it out even tighter to about 22, then it's a little bit less loose and more ringy, I suppose. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our spring and head over to the workbench, and I'll see you there. Welcome to the workbench. Here's our spring, and here's what we're going to be using for our resonator. It's well, I was going to say a biscuit tin, but it's actually for sweets. I think it's going to be pretty cool, actually. The other instruments I've made with springs have been tin based. I'll show you them another time. This is the board we're going to mount everything on. Just something I found in my stash. I've already cut it to 36 inches in length and marked some areas where the various attachments are going to go. Now the tin has a bit of a concave bottom, so we're going to need this piece of molding here just to shore up the distance between it and the board so that we get a nice solid connection. Looks about right. And I'm going to drill straight through this rather than fuss with trying to find out where it is from the other side. It's just that simple. Closest to the edge so that we get it's strongest there. Oh, good. It didn't go straight through my set. Probably pay to put that chunk of wood under there, actually. There we go. Saved the day. Okay, we have our holes. Mark our holes on here. It's only going to be like a ½ inch or so. Not even that, actually. There we go. We got some number 8 screws here. They're an inch long. The wood is about 3/4 of an inch, and then we've got the width of the block here. There we go, those are a little better. And we should be able to center our piece of wood. Okay, so I'm not going to attach this just yet because there's one more hole I have to make for the eye hook. This is going to attach to our spring. Now, I didn't have the bolt kind so that you can put a nut on the end, on the inside. This is just designed to go into wood, so I cut this piece of wood earlier, and we'll drill a hole, and then that should hold it just nicely. Step a bit. Let's just check that fits through there. Perfection. There we go. Now I'm not going to drill too far into this because we want our eye hook to hold into the wood. Eye hook, block, in she goes. There we go. It's not very straight, but that's okay. Next is the other end. Now I've already pre-marked these. I'm going to offset these two hooks so that the spring, when it's taken off one, doesn't bash against the other. One here. One here. And again, I didn't go too far in there, about 1/4 inch or 3/8 at the most. Oh. Because we want these hooks to get a good purchase in there. Oh. There we go. I'm going to use the provided clip to anchor this end to the resonator, also known as the the candy tin. Just like that. If we swing it around, we can attach the other end to one of these. Oh, come on now. There we are. That's very underwhelming. Oh, you know what I did? Okay, so it's a good thing I left a little bit of extra board hanging out, because I failed to account for the length of the clip and the eye hook, which is another 2.5 inches that I have to move the spring that way. So I'm going to do that and I'll meet you back in the studio. Well, I'm zoomed right out here so we can see as much of this as we can. There we go, that's not bad. Here's one I made 5 minutes ago. So we had a little bit of fun when I forgot to take into account this measurement here. So as you can see, I've had to re-drill a hole or two at this end and move the hooks. But other than that, and a little bit of a wonky job with the tin, it turned out pretty good. I mean, it's not about how it looks anyway, it's about how it sounds. So we're about to find that out. I have the microphone sitting on some foam anyway, so it should dampen the sound of that. Right, so how does it sound? Well, let's take the lid off first of all and see how it sounds without. I mean, to me, that's vastly more impressive than the other two I showed you at the beginning of the episode. How does it sound with the lid on? It does seem to introduce an interesting ringing reverberation thing going on. But I think I like it better without, so we'll put that aside for now. DIY laser sounds. It's got a heck of a tail on it, that sound. Prepare yourself, I'm going to pull this back and see how far it wobbles. Oh. Now, it might be interesting to hear how it sounds just from this end. See, now I'm also holding onto the resonator so that it doesn't resonate so much. And in fact, where's Mr. Foam gone? Come here, Mr. Foam. We need you. With me holding the resonator and Mr. Foam keeping him off the table, it's really not that impressive. So you see how much of a difference the resonator makes. Sorry, Mr. Foam. For my next experiment, we're going to move the spring to the other hook, introducing more tension. Okay, let's see how far the travel is. Well, there you go. I can't think I paid more than a couple of dollars for the spring. These little parts were, you know, just kicking around in my workshop. The tin I had already, it had sweets in it. And what better use to put it to than this, I think. Well, there you go. From humble beginnings to springs from a dishwasher mounted to a board, to this crazy contraption, and the ones in between, which I haven't even shown you yet. We'll do that another time. I certainly enjoyed building this, and I hope you enjoyed watching me do so and listening to the strange sounds it makes. Well, for now, that's it. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.